him.
I want to watch the news.
Are you making headway at least?
This is the news.
Schmack-a-magab, it's time for the only news that matters on Black Sabbath Sunday. And Black Sabbath guitarist Tony Iommi, the God, has reflected on writing songs with Eddie Van Halen for the band's 1994 album Cross Purposes. Van Halen helped compose the track Evil Eye, but was blocked from receiving a writer's credit on the record by his label, Warner Brothers. Eddie Van Halen had a day off, Tony Iommi said, and I said, we're rehearsing, do you want to come? And Eddie said, oh yeah. And that's what he did, really. I picked him up in Birmingham at the hotel, and then we drove via a music shop, and I said, do you want to pick up a guitar? And we did. One of his Eddie Van Halen ones. They got one. There was an Eddie Van Halen guitar in the shop, and then we went down to the rehearsal. And I said, we're working on this song, and we're playing it, and he starts playing a solo. And he played a couple old Sabbath songs first, and I said, you're playing that wrong, because they used to play Sabbath stuff before Van Halen were known. It was Into the Void or something. I can't remember. I'm sure it was Into the Void because Eddie Van Halen in an interview praised that song. But anyway, Iommi continues. That's the sort of relationship we had. We stayed friends until he passed away. I spoke to him just before he died. Iommi, joined by former Black Sabbath singer Tony Martin, did a video interview to promote the new box set that's coming out next week, and I can't wait. I pre-ordered it. And the box set contains remastered versions of Sabbath's 4 Martin era albums, Headless Cross, Tear, Cross Purposes, and Forbidden. Forbidden has also been remixed by Iommi. And Martin fronted Sabbath from 87 to 90. And he was dismissed to let former vocalist Ronnie James Dio return to the lineup. Then Dio was out and he came back. He rejoined the band from 92 to 97 and was fired again so that Iommi can reunite the original Sabbath lineup, complete with vocalist Ozzy Osbourne, bassist Geezer Butler, and drummer Bill Ward. And then they screwed over Bill Ward, and the band did nothing about it. But anyway, going back to this Eddie Van Halen thing, I love that song, man. Evil Eye, it's badass. And for those that haven't seen it, I did an interview with Tony Martin on this channel, and I spoke to him about Eddie Van Halen. And he was like, man, he was such a dude. He was so cool, and it was awesome. He came to rehearsal, helped write the song. And Tony Martin said he has the recording of Eddie Van Halen, because what ended up on the album, it's what Eddie wrote on some of the song, but it's not Eddie on the song. But Tony Martin does have the recording, which is a shame, but because of technical shit. But it is a shame they didn't have it on the box set. That would have been choice, to have the Eddie Van Halen version. Who knows if it'll ever be released, because record company weasels like Warner Brothers that wouldn't let Eddie record on the song. They blocked it. But I remember hearing that or reading that Eddie Van Halen wrote Evil Eye. I think it was maybe Martin Popoff's book, which is a plug I like to give, even though it's out of print. Doom Let Loose is the greatest Black Sabbath book, if you ask me. But he has re-released it in a 2-book volume. One is 70s Sabbath. I forgot what he called it. I think he called it Symbol of the Universe. And then there's the 80s version. I think he called that one Born Again. But anyway, I think I read it there that Eddie wrote that, and I was like, oh my God, no wonder I love that song so much. It is probably my favorite song off Cross Purposes. Oh no, I take that back. Eyewitness. That's my favorite song off that album. And Eagle Eye will probably be my second favorite. But yeah, it's a solid album, though. You know, I would put my favorites tier, and then Eternal Idols, and then Cross Purposes, and then Forbidden. Oh, and by the way, I heard the remix of, because Tony remixed the album Forbidden, and I heard Get a Grip, and oh man, I really liked it. And, you know, even after I heard it, I go, let me go hear the original, because I never played Forbidden. And I heard the original, I was like, oh yeah, I am looking forward to this remix, because Get a Grip sounds way better than the original version. And Tony talked about, there was an interview he did with Tony Martin, and they talked about the Forbidden album. And, you know, he didn't want to bash Ernie C. He said Ernie C is great at what he does, but it was a mistake. It was the record company forcing them to do this album with Ernie C. And he feels Ernie C did not gel well with Black Sabbath. It just didn't work. And I agree, because before 13, I thought Forbidden's the worst Sabbath album. Then I heard 13, I was like, yeah, Forbidden ain't that bad. It's bad, but not 13 bad. So yeah, I'm mega excited for this remaster that'll be coming out next week. Pre-ordered it, and I'm still torn, man. I'm feeling like I want to order the CD box set too, because it brings those bonus tracks, and I might do that. I might. I'm not sure. And yeah, I will have to bring it up again, because I did this video before, and I did mention in the video that Eternal Idols is not on the box set because it was a Warner Brothers released album, and you know they can't put it in there. And I mentioned how Eternal Idol is still very easy to get, not expensive. You can still get it online, you know. And yet I still got comments of people going, "It sucks. Eternal Idol is not on there." Blah 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 blah. But you know, I guess these people don't understand that record labels, man. They don't know how to play fair. It's always a pain in the ass dealing with record labels like, hey, you want to put Eternal Idols in that Black Sabbath box set? No, we're not going to let that happen. Unless you pay us this insane amount of money. But why? Just everybody out there, look. If you don't want to buy the Black Sabbath box set because it doesn't have Eternal Idols, then don't buy it. I was lucky enough to buy Eternal... Shit, I bought Eternal Idols when it was brand new. Well, actually, yeah, I had a record store at the time, so I bought it from my record store and I kept it for myself because it wouldn't sell. Nobody was buying it because it was not promoted well. And what a goddamn amazing album. Some guy the other day, I was bringing up that, man, my favorite Black Sabbath album after Ozzy was Born Again. Then the Dio, you know, Heaven and Hell, Mob Rules. And this guy wrote, man, my favorite album after the Ozzy stuff was Born Again, then Eternal Idols. And when he said that, I thought to myself, damn, that's something I can't argue with. I do prefer Mob Rules and Heaven and Hell over Eternal Idols, but no, I will put Eternal Idols above The Humanizer and The Devil You Know. You know, but yeah, those first two Dio albums can't be messed with. And yeah, I may like Born Again over those two albums, which by the way, there was a comment somebody said, nobody likes Born Again more than those Dio albums. You're crazy. It's like, yes, I am crazy, but that's besides the point. Hey man, let me have my opinion, can I please? You pickle whistler. And I gotta say, I mean, my OG original first print vinyl of Eternal Idols sounds freaking awesome. And so does the CD, which for those that don't know, Eternal Idols, they released a deluxe one where the bonus CD was the Ray Gillan demos, which Ray did a damn good job. But, you know, Tony Martin was told, sing it just like Ray. And I think Tony Martin did a damn good job. And I prefer the Tony Martin version because it doesn't sound so rough like the demos Ray Gillan did. And I know a lot of people out there say, oh, Ray Gillan's version is better. I don't see a difference except the music sounds much better on the Tony Martin version, but I think Tony Martin just did an amazing job singing it like Ray Gillan did. But anyway, there you go, everybody. Eddie Van Halen and Tony Iommi talk about how they worked on Evil Eye. An amazing song. What do you guys think of the song? Leave it in the comments below. And thank you so much for watching The Only News That Matters. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. You all rock. And please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. And ring that little notification bell. I would love that. Oh, and like the video because it's awesome for the YouTube algorithms. So stay frosty. Listen to Black Sabbath and smack 'em a gob.
Farewell and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies. Farewell and adieu, you ladies of Spain. For we've received orders for to sail back to Boston. And so never more shall we see you again.